At the Cambridge Side Galleria Mall, shoppers were evacuated as firefighters were called in. Quite a scene outside as firefighters surrounded that mall.
WBZ's Katie Brace takes a closer look at what happened inside. Katie?
Liam and Kate, that's right. An evacuation forced the evacuation of that large mall. And at first, shoppers told me they were not sure it was really an emergency. Alarms sounded throughout the Cambridge Side Galleria Mall Sunday evening. This cell phone video shows firefighters rushing to the third floor.
In the Express store, there were firefighters near the roof trying to break down the walls. Security officers were there as well, ordering everybody out as well, but it was pretty chaotic inside.
Firefighters say an electrical issue started the fire above the Express store.
People thought like someone pulled the fire alarm, and I talked to one of the employees and they said, usually they're not evacuated because when people pull the fire alarm, the fire trucks come and they just check it out.
Everyone was evacuated.
Everybody out. They were pretty loud in there, just trying to get everybody out.
Crews were able to quickly put out the fire. Once the smoke was vented out, shoppers were allowed back. And as you can imagine, there was quite a bit of water damage. There were no injuries, though. Reporting live in the Satellite Center, Katie Brace, WBC News.
What's going on, everybody? It is a cold day here in Boston. We're technically in Cambridge right now. We are at the Cambridge Side Galleria, which I've been told is turning into a dead mall. In fact, is scheduled for a giant revamp in which they're going to actually take a lot of the shopping away. Someone told me that the third floor is already closed at this point. It's part of the renovation where they're going to do office space on the third floor. And then they're going to build a high-rise above the mall, so I'm not sure. So I want to check it out. I haven't been here in probably over a year and a half. And when I had, it was early and it was not going on. So it's like noontime here on a Thursday. So I'm going to check this out. We're going to walk around, and I'll see if I see any indication of anything happening. Right now, everything's in just proposed mode. But we'll find out. Let's walk around, and then we'll see what's going on. This mall, as you've seen from the beginning of this video, has always had some incidents. There was a fire here once. Very high crime rate. I worked in this mall too. The theft rate for merchandise was extremely high. Considered more of an urban mall, I guess, more or less. Urban at night, stay-at-home wife during the day. Very interesting contrast of people. But let's walk around and check it out, and you'll hear my commentary over this video. Okay? All right, what's going on, everybody? So now we're walking into the mall from the third level of the parking garage. This mall has 3 levels of parking downstairs, and when you enter into the lowest and you work your way up there, so it's pretty cool. Underground, plenty of parking. It is a little expensive to park, though. When you find out, it's going to cost about $4 for, I was in there for a half hour, and it goes up to $7 and stuff like that, so it's not exactly cheap. So once you get out into this little lobby over here, there's a series of elevators that take you up, and this will take you right up into the main level of the mall, which we'll be going to. So this mall was at one point 3 levels. They have now closed the entire third floor to turn it into office space. A little odd. They're trying to build a high-rise above it as well, I believe, and as I spoke about earlier. It's going to be a work and home and shopping facility in the bottom. Really don't know how that's going to work out. It's kind of weird seeing the whole third floor empty. The stores were going out slowly up there, and I don't know if this was a master plan they had before, but it's a little weird. So I'll give you a little run through of it. It's also located in Cambridge, Massachusetts. 100 Cambridge Side Place, opened in 1990, but of course the New England development I think did most of the malls we've done in this series so far. There is 80 stores. There are 3 open anchor tenants, and there is 1 vacant. The Sears is out. That closed in December of 2008. And in January 2009, the Macy's Home and Children's store, which was their second store next to the Macy's, that went out of business too. So right now for anchors, it's only Macy's and Best Buy are still there. Best Buy is in the former Leechmere location. And all that good stuff. So this number of floors, only 2 now. There was 3. And there's about 1 million square feet of retail space in this place. The mall's kind of small. Give you a little rundown. It's a shopping destination for 80 stores and restaurants. There's an Apple store, Macy's, Best Buy, TJ Maxx, H&M, Armani, Sephora, and more. You know, this is one of the only World of Bears located in Massachusetts. And there's also the Cheesecake Factories there too. There used to be a PF Chang's. That's the thing that went out of business. Mall 1998. The original anchor stores were Sears, Filene's, eventually turned into a Macy's and a Leechmere. Leechmere closed in '97, divided into 2, with a portion of being used for Macy's and the other being used for Best Buy. So that's how that worked out in that situation. All right, so now we're on the 2nd floor right here. I just want to interrupt real quick. And if you look up to your right, you see the 3rd floor and how the escalator is pretty much shut down and everything's closed off. What we're looking at right now, there used to be an Express, I believe it was there. Now we just turn around going back down we're walking the 2nd floor of the mall right now. The center was an outgrowth of the 1978 East Cambridge River Center plan, which sought to redo the industrial district, this part of Cambridge. The east side of Cambridge Side is near the Museum of Science, and the north end is near the MBTA Leechmere Station. It is also located along the Leechmere Canal off the Charles River. Moorings present the end of the canal of private boats to be left brief periods while passing a shop at the mall. So when I was a kid, my father had a boat, and what we did was we go to the mall. We went and parked in the canal, and while we were parked in the canal, we basically would go into the mall. There was a pizzeria Uno's it was attached to the mall, but it wasn't in the mall, that we used to go to all the time to eat. And then we just leave the boat there. We go and walk around, and like I said, grab lunch or do all that stuff. So this is the 2nd floor right now, and we're kind of just looking around. It's not much going on. The stores, I don't know if you would call it a dead mall. I would say it's a dying mall. It's definitely a dying mall because they shut all the stores upstairs. And if we walked through this mall before they closed upstairs, most of the stores upstairs were closed. So, if that's any consolation, that's basically what it is, a dead mall, right? And these stores, I gotta tell you, the inventory, not very good. This mall was a hot mall. Back in the day, this mall was the mall you wanted to go to. We loved going to this mall. The stores were great. It was very high end. They had a lot of really good stores and stuff. But it's definitely downfallen since, basically the birth of Amazon has pretty much killed the mall. When you think about it, right? Who's going to malls anymore and buying stuff? I go to a mall just to see what something looks like. Then I'll just buy it on Amazon, most of the time for cheaper money too. All right, so in this angle right here on the upper right, you can actually see the 3rd floor. What they've done is the whole balcony around and everything like that. They've literally just kind of built one of those temporary wall malls around there, and you can see some kind of construction coming up straight ahead. That was all open where the escalators and stuff were. They're actually building the platform out. If you look online, there's a rendering. That's going to be like the break space or the common space for all the offices, I guess. It's going to be like a little lounge that's going to have all glass and overlook down into the mall. The concept of having a mall and a workplace is really not unusual because the Prudential Mall in Boston does the exact same thing. So this is a new sailing right here that's just been built to accommodate that new space. And right there where those black little thingies were, that is actually where the escalator was to get to the 3rd floor. So I didn't try the elevator. I should have tried the elevator to see if I can get to the 3rd floor. Just walk around. There's not much I can see up there because everything was behind the walls and gutted, And so this is the other end of the store. I don't know if you consider H&M an anchor store. It's not that big. It's in the mall. It doesn't have its own entrance. To me, an anchor is something that has to have its own in and out, And there's only 2 in right now in this mall. So this corridor we're walking on right now, we're walking above the food court, essentially. That's below us. And this is where the stairs used to be. Now, this used to be a dead corridor. The stairs, I can't remember ever going... Yes, I've been in the stairs. So the stairs was an entrance that you can get to from outside. So when I used to park to work in this mall, I used to park across the street, and the easiest way to get into the mall when it was cold was to go through the stairs, which is what I did. But there was never really much of stairs. Everything was in 2 languages. The inventory was terrible. Not that I would seriously buy in there. I didn't really buy much stuff in this mall in the first place. Clothing and stuff when the stores had good inventory, but after that, it kind of just went downhill. Even the Best Buy doesn't have a lot. Best Buy is very overpicked and has some crap stuff. So now this mall is just this wing right here we're walking. It's just pretty much dead. You know, no more stairs. It's a wall put up right there. That's going to be converted into office space right now, from what I understand as well, as long as the rest of the mall upstairs. You know, so it's kind of sad seeing this mall go, because, you know, they already took a third floor off, which is saying they're not going to take the second floor out and turn it into more space as well. I mean, it was a really, really cool mall when it opened. I remember it was state-of-the-art. I really enjoyed going to this mall and spending time there, and over the years as I got older and stuff. The World of Beers, if you've never been to it, the World of Beers is actually really, really cool if you're into beers. We went to, they were big out in Florida, and as long as they're, you know, new and they're stocked with like all the beer varieties, which this one in the mall actually has. Me and Sue had gone there about a year and a half ago when we went to we watched a couple of football games there on a Sunday to check it out, and yeah, it was really cool. And the Cheesecake Factory we used to go to, it was one of the only cheesecake factories around for the longest time. So that was basically all. You know, we spent a lot of time there. So I don't know. So I'm thinking I'll leave you at this. Enjoy the rest of the mall, the sounds of the mall in slow motion, and the people walking and talking. This is filmed on a Thursday, I believe, afternoon. I think I said it at the beginning of the video. I'm doing post right now, a couple days later, so I can't remember what day I filmed it. But the rest of the mall, we're basically going to go down to this elevator back to the first floor. We're going to pass the finish line where I used to work, and I have a few comments after this video to talk about if you're interested about the personalities of our small people and employees. Not very nice people. We're going to walk to the food court as well. Food court was still busy. I still think it gets a lot of traffic from people who work around the mall. I actually ate lunch there, and I'm working the mall, so. There was a Starbucks in this mall. It seems like it closed. I don't remember walking by it. It was up there to the left. But there's a Dunks, and there's a back hall we're going to walk down that takes you to the back of the food court and kind of a back door. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes, once we leave the food court, the area where the Leechmere Canal is, where you can park your boats. And there used to be a river boat there to take, and as a kid there was actually paddle boats you could take. As a family we all took the paddle boats out once, and my grandfather sunk one of the paddle boats. It was a pretty fun day. But yeah, so like I always say, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because that way you get notifications every time we post new videos, which is usually once or twice a week. And our goal for 2019 or 2020 is 1,000 subscribers. So help us out, subscribe, and leave a comment if there's somewhere else you want to explore or want us to explore, or any questions you have about this location, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon. Stay tuned, there's still a little bit left in this video, and I have a rundown and a conclusion at the end of the video as well for that too. So thank you for watching. Well, so I just did the tour of this mall, and I can tell you, there is no doubt in my mind why this mall is closing. First of all, forget about the suburban housewives. They're gone. They don't even shop at this mall anymore. The inventory in every store I popped into had nothing. It was literally nothing. I don't even know why they're still open. Customer service, I went to bought stuff at CVS. Miserable people working in those stores. I'm telling you, it was like they weren't even friendly at all. And the girl at Chipotle just put her hand out for my card, didn't even tell me what the price was for the food. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and click the little alarm so whenever you get notification, we get new ones. See you later. Bye.